what does the Catholic Church have to do with me and the decision that I make with my spouse, which is private, or what we do in our bedroom, which is private? And it's not really that the Catholic Church wants to infiltrate your bedroom, it's that the bedroom has infiltrated the world. Hey y'all, welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about something called natural family planning. Now, the Catholic Church does not condone the use of artificial hormonal contraception. And what that means is the pill, the patch, the device, the this, that, or the other to prevent pregnancy. And I think the reason why is heavily misunderstood, especially among Catholics. Now, the reason that the Church will never condone the use of artificial contraception is complicated. And I want to bring some light to that to you today. The response that I get from a lot of women, a lot of couples, is that what does the Catholic Church have to do with me and the decision that I make with my spouse, which is private, or what we do in our bedroom, which is private? And it's not really that the Catholic Church wants to infiltrate your bedroom, it's that the bedroom has infiltrated the world. And what I mean by that is divorce, infidelity, and so many other issues are rampant among married couples, and the divorce rate is so high, we have to ask the question why. And a big reason why is the use of artificial contraception. Now, men, from the time they hit puberty until the day they die, are fertile. Women are different. We're only fertile for a small window each month in our cycles. And because our fertility is cyclical, that means that not every time husband and wife come together is even possible to conceive. And so I think the most important thing here is to help you understand that the marital act, when husband and wife come together as one flesh, has two purposes. Number one, the procreation of children. And number two, to unify the couples, to bring them together in closeness and in love and a bond without words. And so if we separate the procreative aspect of human sexuality from the unitive aspect, it becomes a relationship of use. Now, what I mean is that if a woman's body is readily available for intercourse without the possibility of procreation, without thoughtful consideration of whether or not it's a good time to conceive, then it becomes strictly about pleasure. And the sexual pleasure is a great gift from God, absolutely, but that's not the entire purpose of it. So what makes us most like God, or what makes us made in his image, is that we can think like him, we can, well, not like him, but we can think and reason, and we have a human soul. But when we come together as husband and wife and bring new life into the world, we become co-creators with God of a new soul that goes on forever. And what's really amazing about that is God's hand is in every single act, is in every single creation of every single person. And when we intentionally close that off, when we purposefully remain closed to life, what we're essentially saying to one another without the words is, I want you, I want to be close to you, I want to be near you, I want to experience what it's like to have sexual pleasure with you. The reality is that we're also saying, when we're close to life, that I want all of those things except the thing that makes us most like God, which is the ability to be a family, to be in communion with one another. And so when we reject that gift of the man's seed, or when the woman rejects that, or when the man rejects the gift of the woman's fertility, without knowing it, without being conscious of it, we use each other for pleasure. And humans are not objects. We're not meant to be used. We're meant to relate to one another, to be in communion with each other. And so natural family planning is both a way of regulating pregnancy or delaying pregnancy and achieving pregnancy. It's very different from artificial contraception, whose main purpose is to prevent pregnancy. And so when we learn the natural cycle of a woman, and maybe there's a time where it's not a good time to conceive, perhaps someone's going through chemotherapy or what have you, whatever the reason is, as long as it's a legitimate reason, and we say it's not a good time to make a baby right now, what the couple is asked to do is abstain. They're asked to find new ways to express love for one another. When a man knows deeply what's going on with a woman and she's fully communicative with him about what's going on in her body, the two become much closer than if intercourse was something readily available without question. So not only does it deepen the communication between husband and wife, but it deepens the love and gives them opportunity to show each other how much they really love each other. And so when we're talking about reasons why to have babies or not to have babies, rather than look at the negative aspects of it, or of maybe we can't afford another iPhone for another child, or I've had 3 babies already. Isn't that enough? We ought to be asking ourselves the question of, why am I questioning this? Why do I think of having a child as a negative thing or a burden? Because it's such a great gift, marriage and fertility. And so we ought to look at the positive and look internally and look inside of ourselves and say, why do I so deeply reject being open to life? Why am I against it? So those are questions we have to ask ourselves when it comes to family planning. And it's not a difficult thing to learn. In fact, the Billings ovulation method can be taught to blind and illiterate women. There's no side effects. There's no harmful things like cancer that are with hormonal contraception. And so I ask you to thoughtfully consider the choices that you and your spouse are making or will make as you prepare for marriage when it comes to natural family planning and the church's teaching, and why the church says in her wisdom that natural family planning is the way to go. God bless you.